Alors, notre premier invité a été repêché en 1978, 103e au total par les Canadiens. Our first guest was drafted in 1978, 103rd overall by the Montreal Canadiens. Lors de la saison 1981-82, il a mené l'équipe au chapitre des points avec 88 points. He led the team in scoring in the 81-82 season with 88 points. Au cours de sa carrière de 15 saisons dans la LNH, il a porté les couleurs des Canadiens, North Stars, Oilers, Flyers, Capitals et Islanders de New York. With a 15 NHL season career, he suited up for all those teams, leaving his mark wherever he played. Reconnu comme l'un des meilleurs hommes de mise en jeu et attaquant défensif d'élite, he was known across the league as one of the great face-off specialists and a reliable two-way forward. In 1,023 games, he scored 226 goals, 358 assists for 584 points. Gagnant de la Coupe Stanley en 1988 avec les Oilers d'Edmonton, il a poursuivi sa carrière ensuite comme entraîneur adjoint pendant 16 saisons. A Stanley Cup champion with the Oilers in 1988 and later a respected assistant for 16 NHL seasons. Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, accueillons chaleureusement, let's greet le numéro 12, number 12, Keith Acton. Keith, welcome back to Montreal. Tell me a little bit about what the first memory you get when you come back. You started your career here. What's the first memory that comes back or sticks out?
Well, I have to say that I was very privileged to have been drafted by the Montreal Canadiens at a time when they were having great success. They were in the midst of winning 4 straight Stanley Cups. And when I came out of junior hockey, I wasn't capable or ready to play in the National Hockey League, and I needed some development, and there was no better place than in the Montreal Canadiens organization. They produced a lot of players coming through the American Hockey League, and then so I was privileged to have had that learning and nurturing, and then when I did finally get to play with the Canadiens, very privileged again to have played with all of those guys. I mean, I started, there must have been about 10 Hall of Famers on the team, and they were all dripping in Stanley Cup rings, and so I was very privileged to have got to learn under them and how they conducted themselves. They knew the formula for winning and success, and it was just a great, remarkable experience, and very privileged, like I said, to have got that learning and nurturing under them that helped me to develop into a player and have the career that I had. And I'm forever grateful for those teammates I had here in Montreal and the Montreal Canadiens organization for doing that for me.
So after that very first season, you said it was tough to make the team. You ended up being the leading scorer in the 81-82 season. How did that come about? Did you ever dream that this was a possibility? You played with some top players, Guy Lafleur, Steve Shutt.
Yeah, that's very true. Again, very privileged, not so much on my own capabilities or talent that made that happen. It was the teammates that I had, and I can say this, that that was a very fun time for me to play to center Steve Shutt and Guy Lafleur. I really liked that. I don't think they liked it much, but it was a wonderful experience for me to have played with all of those great players. And again, coming out of the American Hockey League as a centerman, a lot of times, the rap on you is that you maybe not that good at playing in your own end. But when we had defensemen like Serge Savard and Guy Lapointe and Larry Robinson, I didn't spend much time in my own end. So the flaws that I had as a defensive center in my own end didn't get exposed because of their great capabilities and skills.
So I have to ask you, so once you became a regular, you came on a team, they had these 4 consecutive Stanley Cups, and then there were a few difficulties in the playoffs in the early 80s. The 81, 82, 83 were quick exits, the sweep also against Buffalo. Did you feel a little bit more pressure, responsibility at that point of your career?
Yeah, I mean, we had good regular seasons when I started here, and we had high expectations of what we, could accomplish. I thought that I was going to have a real great opportunity and chance to win a Stanley Cup with the Canadians, and it didn't happen. But I got an opportunity later in my career with the Edmonton Oilers, so that was wonderful. But certainly, I can't say enough about my time here in Montreal. It was probably the best time I ever had in playing hockey, was to play in this city for this organization, and it's the proudest sweater I've ever worn.
And today, do you keep in touch with some of your former teammates from those early 80s or later?
Yeah, I mean, through the years, I went on and I was an assistant coach for a number of years, and there was lots of top executives around the National Hockey League that I played with here in Montreal, so would always get to see them, and I enjoy coming back to events here in Montreal. One was Chris Nyland's golf tournament, and seeing some of your former teammates is wonderful. In fact, today there's alumni meetings at Molson Center that I'm going to attend, and hopefully see some of my ex-teammates there today, and actually I'm going to the game tonight, so it's a fun weekend for me in Montreal.
That's great. And getting back to when you got traded out of Montreal, how was that feeling like? I mean, you went with Mark Napier. He became a teammate, obviously, with you in Minnesota. Did you have that strong bond? And how did you feel when you got traded?
Yeah, it was that was a very disappointing moment in my career, because I loved the Canadians. I loved playing here in Montreal. And I think as a player, you always say that you accept the fact that you can be traded or you could be traded, but I don't think you really ever accept it until you experience it. And like I said, that was a very disappointing time for me, was to be leaving the Canadians and the Montreal organization. But Minnesota was a good place to play hockey as well, and a good hockey city, and we had some good teams there. And then I moved on from there to Edmonton, which was a wonderful experience as well.
So you got your cup, you had a nice career. What led you, and when did you think you could become a coach afterwards?
Well, again, very, very fortunate and very privileged. I mean, hockey was my life. I was pretty one-dimensional, and I needed to be in order to become a hockey player. It's all I thought about. It's all I did. And so I over the years I studied the game, but once again I come back to my first opportunity to play in the National Hockey League, and the great players and teammates I had here that I had incredible learning from them that helped carry me through to become a coach, because I learned things about the game by playing with them. And so there's no better job in professional sports than being a player, but if you can stay in the game afterwards, it's you can still smell the ice from there and still be part of a team and be a part of the competition that goes with it.
So we're at a card show. Just wanted to ask you, were you ever a collector growing up, maybe cards, or if later on your own memorabilia, your own items?
Yeah, when I was a kid, we used to collect hockey cards, and I'm not sure where they are now, but certainly we looked up to NHL players, and if we had an opportunity to get an autograph or get a card, we were thrilled with that. And over the years, I did keep some items, from teammates and things like that. So I can see here by the turnout today that people are very interested in all the different items that are being displayed here today, and I'm going to take a walk around and have a look myself.
That's great. Thank you very much, Keith. It's time to meet your fans. They're waiting for you in the lineup for the autographs. Encore une fois, let's give it up for Keith Acton.